Hey everybody, what's up? Had to get on here and do a little video. That is looking super saucy. Man, I'm about to show you. I like Vett. Vett is a long-term hold for me, but right now it's looking delicious. Okay, so you can see here, like I said, got my little X factor formula going here. We got my part one of the X factor is this line here. We're drawing. We had some upward movement, which it broke the if I draw a line right here, boom, we would have saw right there, would have broke out right about here, would have went up, hit like 22 cents or something like that, and then started going down again. Now it's starting to hit tops, hitting that line, bouncing off that line, boom. I've been watching it for a couple days now. I saw it right about here, drew this line, banked off that line a couple times. Boom, part one of the X, banked off that baby a couple times. Boom, broke out. Okay, so now I'm buying in at 22 cents. 22 cents is my buy-in, so get ready. So now you can see part two of the breakout. We already formed upward momentum here. You see when I drew my second line, my part two of the X here, and it's bouncing, coming down, bouncing right back up. And like I've said in previous videos, as long as we stay along that trend line, we're good. But this is a major little breakout for Vett. I can see Vett definitely taking off from here. Where it ends, it's hard to say. Breaks that trend line, I'm out. But Vett for sure. I have a lot of family and friends in Vett, and it's done real well. I bought in at I remember 3 or 4 years ago. I don't even how long ago it was, but it was a fraction of a penny. Now we're talking about 20-cent Vett. A little history of things I've been in before. I was in BAT when it was fraction of a penny, and now it's $1.25. I had all the BAT. If I had all the BAT, all the den I had, there's every time we talk about things at work, different coins they come up with or different projects they talk about. I said, oh, I had some of that 5 years ago, and now it's, I would be a millionaire. I ain't no doubt in my mind. But I've learned from that experience for sure. And this time I will not be giving up so easily. So, and that's just part of the experience, part of the learning curve. So definitely learned my lesson with some of these coins, some of these projects. And that's why I'm just evolved in this space so much more since when I was in it in 2017, 18. Never left, but had to get out. And, most of my positions I cashed out of needed the money for whatever reasons. Spent a lot of money on things I needed, which is good. Like I said, always taking a little profit, but decided to exit all my positions at one point, which was obviously, like everybody else, a mistake. And I learned from that mistake. But that's looking pretty saucy right now. I'm liking what I'm seeing. I'm getting in at 22 cents. I'm moving. I'm probably going to exit one of my other trades, move those funds into Vett. I'm not quite sure. I'm still figuring out what I'm going to do and how I want to move things around. I like to sit down and think things through, do a little math, figure things out, figure out what I want to do before I exit one trade and get into another. But I'm about to enter this trade right now. Hopefully later in the week, maybe we'll come back to Vett. We'll see how we did. So this is a buy-in, 22 cents for sure. It's you're going to make out real well in this. You make 20% on 22 cents is, you make, if it gets 26 cents, you made 20%. That's a substantial amount of money. It's a substantial profit. It's not, so 20% is pretty darn good. You put 10 grand in, get 20%, you made $2,000. And if you made $2,000 in a week, a lot of people love to make $2,000 in a week. But it's a lot of this too is about leverage and what you never put in more you're willing to lose. So I'm not saying I'm putting 10 grand in this. I'm just saying just don't put in more than you are willing to lose. If it goes to zero, you can't be you can't put your rent payment in this or your mortgage payment in this. So you should never be doing that. If you have extra money, I've worked extra odd jobs and made extra money. When I was in 2017, I mowed lawn on the side on the weekend and made, I think I saved up about 2,500, and I put that in and I did real well. And so, you got to do what you got to do. I've saved up, when I started getting back in recently, or not recently, about a year ago, I started saving up money and knew I was getting back in, and started getting back in, and all these stimulus checks, if I get a stimulus check, I put it in. And if I get, any kind of money from the government, because all that money is just them rolled out the printing presses, and you know what's coming. You can see it in wood, cost of housing, gas is going up a little bit. I mean, you can see it all. Your groceries, I'm sure you can all tell when you guys go to the grocery store that things are prices are going up. So you need to find an asset that is going up at the same pace so you can keep your buying power. Because the dollar's going down, your asset goes up, you buy in with that asset. So instead of continuing to have that dollar that's deteriorating in your bank account, you have something going up with the rate of inflation. So now, if today your dollar buys you a gallon of milk for $2.22 or $3 or whatever you want to call it, if you keep that dollar and it doesn't continue to go up in value like an asset does, so now that asset that you bought with that dollar that's deteriorating goes up along with the milk. If there's inflation, now you can buy that milk at the same level that you bought in at with your asset, and the dollar has now deteriorated, and all those people that kept their money in dollars now have lost their buying power. So that's kind of why I'm gold and silver is good, but I do crypto. I have a little silver. So anyway, so Vet is about to take off. So later this week we'll revisit this and see how I did. Maybe we have a little pullback, and I have to get out, and if it gets to 26 cents, like I said, I made 20%. I'll take 20%. If you could put $1,000 in, you made $200. $200 is $200 if you need that money. So it's like a snowball, though. You want to take this, you put 1,000 in, and you make $200. Now you got 1,200. You roll it into the next one, you make 20%. Now you made $240. So you just keep snowballing that money and then next thing you know, you got a nice little chunk of change, and then maybe take a little out. I paid off my car. Took some money out recently, paid off my car. I've done other things. My ultimate goal is to pay off my house with this. Whether that happens or not, I'm hoping, but we'll see. So, on to the next one. My next one is Ethereum. Okay. So now we take a little look at Ethereum. I apologize if you hear dogs in the background. We got dogs. We got a bulldog, and we got a big, an English Mastiff. Bulldog is somewhat a pain in the butt. Ain't gonna lie. He's lovable, but he's a pain sometimes, and he just barks at nothing. He barks at mystical beings that he sees. I don't know. So, anyways, back to what we're looking at here. We're looking at Ethereum. So you can see, we got our little X pattern. So we got the little downward, right? We got our little last week, boom, major downward action. But we have downward action, hits a couple of peaks, breaks that trend line, boom, not in buy-in. I have other positions and other things that I really like that I didn't want to get out of, so I didn't get into Ethereum. Obviously, maybe a mistake here, because it definitely looks like we're on our way to $5,000 sooner than later, I would say. But Ethereum is a big one. It's got lots of volume, so this one's an easier one to track every day. Look at it. Once again, we'll make sure we break that trend line. We want to get out. But Ethereum is on its way. It looks like the 5K. So you're at 2,900. You get in and it hits 5K. You get out. you didn't get 100% profit, but you're at what, like about 70% profit. 70% profit, $10,000 investment, you made $7,000. So, you know, I think this is looking pretty good. I would definitely, you know, very, very nice upward momentum. And I don't see this breaking this trend line anytime soon. But if it does, we're paying attention, and we know if it breaks, we get out. I mean, if you got in at 2,200 or whatever it went down to, I think it was like 2,200, and you get the 3,600, 3,700, man, you're tickled pink right there. And you got to get out, you get out, and then you look for the next one. You just keep looking for you get it, and even if you get out early, let's say you got out early and it just did a fake out there, went down, and then start going back up and stayed above that trend line. That's okay, because now you're just going to find the next one that has one of these trend lines happening. You're going to get into that one. And every trade I make, I don't have positive. I have some negative trades too. But as long as I'm winning 70% of the time, I'm pretty damn happy. 70% of the time. 70% of the time means 40% of the time you're winning. So that's pretty good. You can make a lot of money with those percentages. And I find I'm actually doing better than that with this technique I have. So this is Ethereum. Like I said, Ethereum monster. I think it's also as far as like it's kind of a little behind Bitcoin moving wise. I think Bitcoin may hit 100,000, some point in the next by the end of the year. Well, I don't know. Bitcoin may hit 300,000 by the end of the year, but if Bitcoin hits like 300,000, Ethereum's gonna be at 50. Doubt my mind. Same with Litecoin is, man, I'm going to do Litecoin on my next video. Litecoin, bad mamma jamma. Because that thing also lagging behind, because that was one of the big three. You had Litecoin, Ethereum, and Bitcoin back in 2017. So that was one of the big three for me. I consider those the big three. And Litecoin, as far as performance right now, although it's about to hit an all-time high, is still lagging in performance. And I think Litecoin, another one, about to take off. It's already going up. So, all right, next one is, what am I doing next? Theta. Now, this is one of my long-term holds. Theta is a long-term hold for me. Okay, so this next one is called Theta. Theta is long-term hold for me. Don't have a lot of Theta, but a little bit. Another one I bought in at like 7 cents 5 years ago. Then like one point I think I had 3,000 or 4,000 of them, and here I sit, and I would have had 20, 30 grand, and I sold. Don't have it anymore. Haven't had it in years, but bought back in. I like the project. It's kind of it's a video streaming service. It's also has to do with bandwidth with the internet. It's a good project. It's got some good partnerships. I think Sony is one of the partners with Theta. It's got good partnerships. I like Theta a lot. So you can see here, nice downward trajectory. Nice, hits the line a couple times. It's our part one of the X factor here. Boom. Breaks out, boom. Now we got our little upward momentum. Now kind of moves sideways, so might be the time to be able to buy a little bit. I would say this is a buy right now, because now we got our little upward trajectory. This is our line that we want to make sure it doesn't break. If that line breaks, we want to get out. Like I keep saying, right now it's at about $10.50. I like Theta. Theta is very nice, and very bullish on Theta right now. I think that thing's going to continue to just skyrocket. So, and then so Theta for sure. You can see here, it's looking good. And then I'm going to bring up my HODL model. for Theta. So as you can see in my HODL model, we got, so our Theta symbol for that is THT. I think it's ranked number 17 on CoinMarketCap. So it's ranked pretty high. I bought in at $3, a little over $3. Got 166 of these tokens. Another one you can stake and you get Theta Fuel. So you know, sitting around, you're at work, it's making money for you, which is positive. So I also invested $500 here. All-time high was actually 1572. Has a billion circulating supply, a little high on the circulating supply. But even so, with the highest circulating supply market cap, which this market cap is not correct because Ethereum is now at almost 3,000. So this is much lower than what it is. Once again, we got $290 projected price. So we're looking at like $48,000 profit off of $500. I mean, these long-term investments, even if you hit on 25% of them, if you hit on 25% of your hodls and you end up putting $500 into 10 of them, or, you know, which is a big chunk of money. But if you hit on 25, so let's say you put 10 in, you hit like on 3, and you're making, $48,000 on one, and on Akas we showed $478,000 we're gonna make on that. You even hit on, so if you hit just between those two, I would have had over 500,000 5 years from now. So, my plan is I'm trying to retire 5 years from now, and I want my house paid off. I have all my car. I have no debt other than my house. So I just want to pay off my house and then have enough money to enjoy myself and to fund my nonprofit and just work. That's what I want my job to be. I want to work in my nonprofit, and that's my ultimate goal. Pay off the house, work in the nonprofit, enjoy life. And hopefully by investing in some of these projects, that's a definite possibility. Like I said, if I would have kept half of what I had in 2017, if I would have held on to those, I would have $1 million now. So, it's not what you know. Sometimes it's what you have to learn. And sometimes you learn, this is the hard way of learning, but I got to learn from it. We're so early in this opportunity, which I think is an opportunity that only comes along once in many lifetimes. So we're at the beginning. It's like the beginning of the stock market. Think about the first stock that sold. I don't know what that was, but think about Apple selling at $1. You got in at $1 and bought 1,000 shares. Was it like $2,000 now? $3,000 a share? You'd have $300,000. So it's the same thing, but you have more explosive potential for sure. So, all right. Well, once again, thank you for listening and watching, and make sure you subscribe, like, and share the videos. And I'll have another one. I'm getting quicker at making them, and I enjoy making them. So, all right. Thanks.